man, there's a beverage here, huh?
Hello and welcome to Intoxicated Masculinity. If it's Wednesday, we have a cocktail video coming at you. Today we are going with a favorite of mine because it comes from it's usually one of my favorite movies, The Big Lebowski, and that is the White Russian. So the White Russian is a cocktail that actually comes from a previous cocktail called the Black Russian. It is just a more simple version of it. I don't think the Black Russian is all that interesting. It's basically the same cocktail but without the heavy cream. Black Russian comes from, I think, 1949, and the White Russian came fairly shortly thereafter. I don't have an exact year, but it's just kind of a nice, simple little desserty cocktail, and I think you'll like it, so let's make it. And we have ingredients. Again, this is a very simple cocktail. We're going to start off with our Kahlua. In this case, I was out of regular Kahlua, so I have this Kahlua vanilla. I think it's going to work just fine. I might do something a little more intensive on coffee liqueurs. I've picked up a ton of them in the last couple of years, and I've never really sat down to compare them. So we're going to toss in 1 ounce of our either Kahlua or our Kahlua vanilla. So if you want to make the Black Russian, you're going to leave off the next ingredient, which is going to be 1 ounce of heavy cream, which I don't recommend. Now, one other note on here, the proportions in this cocktail actually, there's a lot of disagreement. I like this version, so this is going to be a 2-1-1. So we're going to use 1 ounce of our Kahlua or coffee liqueur. You can use a lot of other coffee liqueurs. 1 ounce of heavy cream and 2 ounces of vodka. In this case, I'm using Belvedere. There were some of these that called for this to just be an equal parts cocktail. So there's 1 ounce of each. I think that's valid. I saw one that was calling for 2 ounces of heavy cream with 1 ounce of Kahlua and 1 ounce of vodka. That one, I don't know if I can get behind that. But I think this is going to be the best ratio for us. So now we just need to get some ice in our shaker. One other thing to mention, another way of making this cocktail is actually you just mix up your coffee liqueur and your vodka, and then you shake your heavy cream to get it nice and frothed up, and then you just top that so you have kind of a layered cocktail. It's a perfectly reasonable way of doing it. I'm not going to do it this time, but that is also a good way of making this. All right, let's shake it up. Okay, and I am going to double strain this. Now, most people say you do not need to double strain this because there's no citrus in here. Typically, the fine mesh strainer is used to keep out little citrus pulp. I'm going to use it anyway, though, because I hate getting those tiny little ice chunks in my drink. And you can't really see it, but if you can see it, you can see in the mesh strainer there are these tiny little ice chunks in there, and I don't like those in my drink. Finally, we're going to drop in 1 large rock. All right. Now, typically this is garnished, I think people sometimes garnish this with espresso beans. I don't have any espresso beans, so I'm not going to use them. But there you have your White Russian. It's not a complicated cocktail. I mean, you're not going to get, subtle notes of this or that. It is a very nice, sweet, in this case, vanilla-y coffee cocktail. Very, very tasty. This is your dessert cocktail. With the heavy cream, these are kind of heavy, so I wouldn't recommend having a ton of these. Certainly not as many as one Mr. Jeffrey Lebowski had throughout the course of that movie.
Far out.
But I think you're going to like this one. It's just nice, sweet, coffee, creamy, yummy. Just really great cocktail. And on that bombshell, I want to thank everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good drink, and have a good day.
I'm sorry if your stepmother is a nympho, but I don't see what this has to do with. You have any?